Shut up! God damn it! I'm not yelling.
Okay, Boomer.
My name's Lily, I'm 18 years old, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I am addicted to anime. Who cares if I've wasted at least 8 years of my life thinking about drawn lines and cartoon animation, and who's it, bothering if I've spent at least $1,000 on just merchandise? I only eat Japanese food because that's what the anime people eat. And then I'll come back, dust my figurines, spend some time with my waifu. This is my waifu. I love it, I have a great time, so I don't understand why anybody would, call it a negative addiction, because it's just me, just living my life,
What's going on here? What did I step into?
Listen, Xwing, you just sit over there with your dusty ass figurines, all right?
Oh man,
that's like the pot calling the kettle black. You're a huge Star Wars fan, but you're making fun of the anime fans over here. Like, oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
Yep, seriously. Some anime fans aren't even like that. That's what's so funny. Those are the hardcore crazy ones.
To be fair, that was a parody. It was a parody, and if you haven't, go and watch that. Addicted to Anime. It is the funniest thing in the world. It's really nice. I just thought it was so funny. It was like, I only eat Japanese food because it's what the anime people eat. Wow. It's like, I this dude.
I feel attacked right now. I feel attacked.
Right? No.
What are you doing? Feel good? Ready to go?
That was good.
Oh, wow.
We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Oh.
Star Wars Visions came out this morning, I guess. I'm sleep deprived.
Same.
I was
shocked.
Strange intro. You have no idea. Just want to say hey to the chat real quick. What's going on, everybody? Glad to have you here, Jolo. I don't know what a sweeb is, but if that's worse than a weeb, I don't know. Is a sweeb different?
Star Wars weeb, maybe?
Oh, Star Wars
sweeb. Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that. Okay, I'm into it. I like that. So we're going to be breaking down a bunch of stuff today about Visions. If you haven't seen them already, I don't know that we're really going to ruin anything for you, but I wanted to talk about it because I'm not an anime guy. I've made that abundantly clear multiple times. But I enjoy, well, I don't want to get into it too much. Some stuff I enjoyed. Some stuff I wanted to wash my eyes out with battery acid. So we're going to get into that. But everybody wants to say hi. Obsession, obviously you're rolling around here. Cash, maybe some people who watch Boomer don't know who you are. What's going on, brother?
What's up? Yeah, watch some Visions. I'm pretty ready to talk about it. I feel like I should have taken some more notes, but
yeah, for sure. Bayou, what's going on? I know you were talking about like just rolling right through it from the get-go. I think you stuck with the first two. I was out and you were in.
Star Wars, anime, mixing two of my favorite things together. I'm here.
Okay.
So
okay. And then
I've been looking forward to this all day.
Hawks, you've been around before.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
What was your overall aspect?
What was that?
What was your overall impression?
I loved them all, actually. Like, I was shocked by even the ones I wasn't going to be that hyped about. But yeah, it was cool. I'd like some of them to actually maybe get their way into canon. I don't know. I don't want to go too far.
I don't think it'll happen, dude.
That's too far.
I would like to see,
not story-wise, but individual characters.
I would like to see some of those episodes created into their own kind of series, like anthology series, kind of out and away from the actual Star Wars world, not canon, but like there was quite a few that they could definitely branch off and play those stories out, because a lot of them left a lot of questions to be answered that you're kind of like, man, I kind of want to know what happens.
Well, and the first one could be its own series in itself, just the bounty hunter, the Sith bounty hunter.
You do know that there is a tie-in novel for that, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that one's getting a book, right?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
So I was big into the first one. So speaking of which, let's segue right into that. The first one, The Duel.
Yes.
Thoughts? I mean, I guess we can go back to front, or you guys can just talk about it and scream at each other, whatever you want to do.
Sure, just go down the line.
Yeah, I guess I'll start, man. So I was super pumped about the first one. When we were watching the trailers, I loved it. I loved the art style. I loved the way it looked. And I'm like, if I'm going to get into anime, I think this would be the one that would get me into it. You know what I mean? Except none of the other anime is Star Wars. So, but if they made more of that, then I would be into that particular style of anime. And it was cool, man. It was really cool. I loved how it was kind of that, what do they call it? Something noir, film noir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the black and white.
Yeah, and that the only colors were from the blasters and the sabers. I thought that was absolutely epic. The thing that I loved the most about that first episode was the sound design was absolutely fantastic for that. And beyond that, the music in that, there were plays on two different pieces. There was a play on Duel of the Fates when they were fighting on the log. And there was a play on the Naboo theme at the end of it, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. So I was a fan, dude, and they set me up to be really pumped. But we'll talk about what happened next after.
I agree. The saber clashes and the sounds, very unique and like set apart from anything else I'd heard. It was really cool.
So have you changed your opinion on the lightsaber umbrella now?
It was so inconsequential, bro. Like,
it was so dope. Like that's
so
dope. That's probably my storytelling wise and explanation wise. That is probably my favorite thing in that. Is because everybody's like, oh, it's everybody's thinking that it's all one unit, right? And then she pulls the saber out of it, and it just becomes an attachment. Like to me, that was very. Different than anything we've seen, right? You've seen Ezra adapt his saber to be a blaster, right? And that's cool and all, but we've never seen a saber attachment. I thought that was a very unique way to bring something out. I just thought that was really cool. I was very intrigued as to that weapon itself because it fanned out into the umbrella look, and then it had like a staff kind of feeling to it during the fight. And then she busts out the saber and just tosses that aside. I was like, that's really dope. That's really cool. So for storytelling, that's the thing I kind of found the most interesting. Not the best thing about it, but maybe the most thing that intrigued me the most. But it was dope. That first episode was just fire.
Who doesn't love attachments for their weapons, man? I mean, come on.
But we've never seen a lightsaber attachment.
Men have, young girls have Barbies, and then grown men have their AR-15s that they put way too much stuff on, right? Like you don't need a laser and a tactical light and a scope. Cash, what did you think, man?
I thought the duel was really cool because I just love the whole arrogance of the Sith of the lady Lucy Liu. I can't think of her name now. We'll just call her Lady
the Bandit Queen,
the Imperial.
Yeah. We'll just call her trash. No, I'm just kidding. No, she was just a bitch, and she was so arrogant about the situation. Like, this is not going to go well for you. And I love the setup where the Imperials come in, they take over the town, the small town, and then we start this lightsaber battle, and then it's like, oh, he must be there. Oh no, you're dead. And the duel was just really well done, and like you mentioned, Xwing, about they added of the Duel of the Fates, and Naboo was really cool in the film noir. I really like that episode, and I just love how they break it down. And if people are more interested in like seeing something like that that's not Star Wars, they should watch Rowan Kenshin, I think it's called. Yeah. Is that what it's called by you? I think.
I don't know. You're right on it. I just don't know the pronunciation for it.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I think it's Ronin Kenshin. Yeah, and that deals with a lot of that samurai type evil versus good situation. So yeah, I thought the duel was really well done, and it was funny because when my brother woke up, he's like, "I want to watch some Visions," and I'm like, "All right." So he's like, "Let's watch the duel." Okay, yeah. So he watched it. And yeah, it was really awesome. I just liked how the setup was. And they had I thought it was like a Japanese version of R2, and R2 was just a badass.
Yes.
It's like, let's do this, I'll save the town, I thought that was really cool. Save the people.
R2 there for sure.
Yep.
By you?
Yeah, I really liked it. And going back to who was it? Justin Simone's comment saying the duel was very Kurosawa. That I was actually doing a little bit of looking into some stuff. I didn't really realize it, but that was actually an ode to Kurosawa's Yojimbo movie from back in the day. It's actually followed the plot line kind of loosely, obviously, but that was kind of because that was George's inspiration was Kurosawa's movies, and I thought that was kind of neat that it was kind of following that same storyline. But yeah, that was probably my second favorite out of all the episodes. I really liked it. I like the.
We're gonna do a tier list.
Yeah, I really liked. I don't know if y'all noticed the Sebulba kind of little cameo in there. There's
all the bounty hunters.
There's a bunch of bounty hunters. I thought that was kind of a neat little.
That was one of my favorite parts.
Sebulba ain't a bounty hunter. Where was he in that?
Well, he was in there.
He was in that little
the droid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I like the visual style of it. I like how everything, like the weapons and stuff were colored, but everything else was black and white. It had a very manga feel to it. But yeah, that was definitely one of the better episodes. I think they started
super 3D,
very strong.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They started very, very strong.
Heck yeah. And I obviously second everything everyone's saying, but to Obsession's point about spoilers and trailers, that episode would have been a little more shocking had they not revealed his saber was red, because she the whole time, Cash was saying, her arrogance led her to even say, "Oh, so you're a Jedi," but then he freaking pulls the saber. That was my favorite part of it, when he pulled that and she was like, "Yo, what? What are you doing, traitor?" Whatever. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's
great
for
episode.
Me, that's the thing I keep saying is don't get me wrong. I want to see this stuff. I want to be excited for it, but I'm already excited. I don't need that shit. I don't need your trailers. I don't need your spoilers. I don't need you to break it down for me. I don't need any of that shit, especially with what's coming. If this is just a preamble to the spoilers they're going to give us going into Kenobi, going into Ahsoka, going into all these Boba and Mando, I don't want it. Keep it. Right? Keep it. I don't want it. Put it on the shelf. Just let me know when you guys are done. Text me when you guys are done talking about that, because I don't want no part of it. It's going to ruin it the way that did. Had they just left that a black and white in the trailer, because they do that. I mean, they've done that with
pull the color.
Avengers, just pulled the color out of it.
Yeah, man.
So you see it coming out, but you don't know. It could be blue. It could be green. It could be, you don't know. And then it makes it a surprise for the audience. But as soon as I saw her saber, I was like, well, they're both Sith. Right? Or the only other way you could write that out is if he's a Jedi that is taking Sith weapons and using them as his own, right? But that's the only way. There wasn't enough time to tell that portion of the story. So for me, that again, it just goes back to my spoiler alert. Anytime I see any of that stuff, I turn it off. And anytime anybody's talking about it, I don't want to hear about it, because that ruins what's coming.
Are any of you guys good with sabers, or maybe somebody in the chat? I'm curious if any of the sabers were recognizable. The one the statue that was holding. Yeah. So
there was, when I was looking at the umbrella, I swear to Bob, I saw a Palpatine in there. Beyond that, I didn't really notice much, and I was looking big time in one of the other episodes that we're going to get into. But I didn't really see anything that struck me.
Yeah.
I could have missed something huge, but I didn't really see anything.
In this episode, I think they all stylistically wanted them to look like samurai style weapons and unique to that.
I feel like this is the best interpretation of what we saw, right?
Yeah.
I feel like for me, the dark saber, and even having their, their interpretation of it in a toy, it feels in your hand very much like a katana, right? It doesn't feel like Luke's lightsaber or any of the other sabers that you feel that are cylindrical. Those feel more a broadsword, they feel more Celtic, something like that. Scottish, they don't English, they don't feel samurai-esque, whereas the dark saber has that narrow feeling in it. It's not so wide. So for me,
more like a samurai sword, like a katana.
Yeah, it has that, and it even has that feel. I mean, I have one in the living room, and this feels very similar.
So I'm gonna before we leave one, I'm gonna share a little video clip real quick. Dude, I swear to God, the mouse is gonna have my head for this.
Ooh, they might shut your ass down. That's awesome. Let's do it. Let's get shut down.
The colors in this is what I love.
What do we do?
This was such a cool moment.
My droid. Do you think you can repair him?
Kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it roll, baby. Come on, let's roll the dice. You saw me get housed by the mouse. Let's do it.
For a hot minute there too.
Mute it, and you can
if you
skip around
mute it,
frames.
then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mute
Yeah,
it,
I've seen
pull it off
channels
screen.
do that.
Yeah, see, but
Yep.
I mute you guys, so I can't hear you right now. But I guess I'll just go on a short rant real quick. The big thing for me was when the fight broke out. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it. I loved the kind of ancient Bosk right there.
Yeah.
I loved that. A lot of people loved this moment where he's like grabbing the saber. I wasn't like
So Ahsoka for me.
on that, but
So Ronin.
wanted to go to the end, and I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it. Push a T. I'm gonna push this real good right here. I want to see if I can hear that movie theme. Look at that, dude. The Sullustan was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect casting.
I think it was right as the ship took off that we heard it. Right there. Okay. I don't know if anybody heard that. Now, I'm a sound guy. If anybody heard that, but da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
So
Maybe
awesome.
I'm crazy, but I heard Anakin taking off in an N1 right there.
Mhm.
Da-na-na.
Did you see? Oh,
Not me.
his style fighter was in an episode, was it not?
Yeah.
At the end.
And
That took
can
off.
we just,
I don't want to
mention
skip
that
too far ahead.
the sound for all the episodes, the use of the
Yes.
sounds from the Star Wars universe was amazing.
Dude,
Mhm.
and the
I
music in
really
some of these.
appreciated the care they took to using a lot of the sounds that they did in the places they used them.
Hell yeah. So good.
Yeah, so I apologize. I should have let everybody know. We're now back to Wednesdays. I know we were Wednesdays, and then we moved Thursdays.
Dun, 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 dun.
You almost got me.
To be honest with you guys, we moved to Thursdays for Mr. Nerds because he was working on Wednesdays. We moved back to Wednesdays because I like this
Because
day.
EBN came and stole our night. That's why. You could say it. I'm gonna say it.
Well, it was kind of both. Mr. Nerd left, and EBN moved to Thursdays. I think it was a sign from the fourth that it was time for us to move back to Wednesdays. So yeah, we're back to Wednesdays.
Mm.
Ooh, excuse me. I will coach. I will.
Oh,
I mean,
told-
all
I-
these
I
shows
told
come
him
out on
that, hey.
Wednesdays, so
that's
I
some
told him
fighting
that same
words right
thing.
there.
I told him stop being afraid of those guys. They're coming to our night because they know it's a better night. I told him. I told him, and he said, "No, we're moving. Pack your things. Grab your toys. We're moving to Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so we enjoyed episode 1. Now we're going to move into episode 2. Here we go. Let's talk about Tatooine Rhapsody.
You were so pumped on this before it started too. While we were talking about it,
So was Strike.
Really excited. Yeah, I was extremely excited.
you were really pumped. Yeah.
I had this feeling like Tatooine Rhapsody, they're doing like a Bohemian Rhapsody kind of play, like it was going to be a Queen plus Star Wars kind of thing. I was really excited. That is not what happened, but I want to hear what everybody else has to say before I go. That was
I was really disappointed in the lack of lightsaber in that one. It started off awesome. I mean, especially coming off the first episode, it really had me saying, "Oh, okay, this is cool." A Padawan on the run. I like that story. That story is a good story. And then he falls into, every parent's nightmare. And joins a band, and then his lightsaber becomes a microphone. I'm just like, nah, I'm out. I enjoyed it for the. I really enjoy the art in it as much as I thought I would.
okay. Cash.
I actually, that's one of them I missed. So all I can say is that I'll watch it later, and I'm sure I won't enjoy it that much, even as an anime fan. So there's just a few I missed. Xwing. So
That's okay. I missed like the whole back 9, so you're good.
You're up, Bayou.
Okay, so I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Obviously the chibi like style isn't for everybody. I think that one honestly is more targeted to like a younger audience more than anything. Because it's all like little kiddie people and there's no violence. It's just kind of like something you could let your like 4-year-old watch and not worry about it. But that being said, the best parts of it was Tamura, his voice lines. I did like seeing Tatooine, like seeing the Boons of Eve and like that kind of section. It was kind of some nice nostalgic vibes going on. That there was some parts to it. I'm gonna say what Matt said earlier actually in Discord. That I actually think was a good way to look at all these episodes is he said, I watched all 9 episodes and I found something enjoyable in each one of them. So that's kind of my viewpoint on all these is that I found something enjoyable in every episode. I may not have loved every episode. I may have been on some of them, but there was something in each one of them that I was like, oh, that's cool.
This is it for me.
Yeah.
That was a dope scene.
Not even hearing Boba.
No, this scene was fire.
Yeah. And then right about there, it dies.
Yeah, right about there, just stop it and give us a pod racing scene right there.
That came Tem as Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, weren't you excited to see Tamara voice Boba? And I'm like, not here.
I thought he did a good job.
He did a great job. Wonderful job. He did such a good job.
Now, I will say
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was Jay.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Interesting. The music made me cry.
I watched,
really?
And
I was not happy.
Yeah.
I watched.
I didn't
like,
think the music
first
was terrible.
Episodes in English, but I watched the last 6 in the Japanese, which I think actually because I kind of flip flop between the English and the Japanese to see which one played better. And for some reason, the Japanese audio they do a lot better fitting of their voice actors with their characters.
Yes.
So they feel like they fit the character better than the English sometimes do. So that's why I prefer to watch it in Japanese with subtitles. But I did notice like I'll get into that one later. Actually, I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna stop there.
Yo, here's a little like thing that I thought of while I was watching that, and maybe this will get you excited about it a little bit, but Jabba the Hutt is not immune to like the Force or anything, right?
Okay.
So I think that kid was kind of maybe because he was sweating so much when he was asking him this question. Maybe he was reaching out into the Force, and maybe that influenced Jabba a little bit and saved their lives. I don't know.
mean, does Jabba really fall for that? Because haven't some of the other guys, the other Hutts, mentioned that stuff doesn't work on us?
And there was a major.
Yeah, that's why I was curious.
Like, I mean, even at his
That's the
palace with Luke,
Toydarians.
he's like, "You will bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me," and he's like, "Ho ho 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 ho."
Mm,
Right.
Yeah.
right.
See,
Yeah, those Jedi mind tricks don't work on Jabba.
right. Wasn't sure.
Didn't work.
Nope.
I don't know who it was, but I think there was a major character that went to Jabba's palace and didn't mind trick him. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. I don't know. But,
Yeah, that episode didn't do it all for me, but
that episode was rough, like real rough.
It was
After the high of 1, it was like and diving off a cliff.
Well, like
the
I said,
beginning
it
was
started
good.
off dope though. Like
Yeah.
the first 10 seconds were like, "Oh, Padawan on the run!"
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when you were still up here from episode 1, and
Yeah,
the
you
beginning
were
of
flying,
beginning
and
of
then-
2, and then it just kind of
as
slowly.
he fell,
Yeah.
everything of the story fell with it. It
Hey,
just
what's
like,
up, Justin?
yeah, bro.
this guy came into my stream. I didn't say hi to me and went straight.
Yo, he's been texting me all week, bro. Where
It's
you been?
because we're from the same state, man. It's because we're
What am I
homies.
supposed to? He didn't even say. Oh, he just. came.
Aw.
Oh,
Be
why
all
are
right.
your feelings hurt?
No, I don't-
Oh, get this man a hug.
moving along.
I'm gonna send you a new baby Yoda. I'm gonna send you the same one I got. You need a hug.
He needs a Grogu hug. Yeah.
No, well, back then it was
Oh,
still
there it is. Yeah.
like baby Yoda. I don't even think it says Grogu on the packaging.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Oh, thank you so much.
oh, there you go. Give
Oh,
him a
he got
hug,
his
Justin.
attention. That's awesome. Good job.
Don't talk to me about attention, Cash. Okay.
Okay, so now Xwing, your thoughts on 2,
Uh,
because we didn't get you.
I
he's gonna
don't,
play that clip again.
dude. How to not be an asshole 101.
Do it.
Do it.
I am not going to use F words. I hated it. I hated it so much. I just hated everything about it because I had just come off a 1 where everything was like, damn, this is some Star Wars stories. Let's go. 2 starts off. We have a Padawan running. I'm like, let's go. And then it turns into a 6-year-old's TV show. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate everything about this. They made these weird little beady eyes on the Jabba Hutts. They turned a lightsaber into a microphone. I hate it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. 2 F. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I want to be real about this stuff, and it's gonna get better later. But I'm just saying, like, 2 hated it.
Yeah, the story
it's-
didn't even really. I mean, other than character names, and the planet name, it didn't hint at the Force. It didn't. There was no other real connections.
Yeah. The reason it gets a 1 in my book instead of a 0 is because of the beautiful visuals that we got of Mos Espa, the Speedway. I just immediately came back to Phantom Menace, and I just felt it again, and that made me very happy. Other than that, hated it. Rubbish.
He hated it.
Rubbish.
Right on time. Right on
Oh
time.
no, he was here earlier. He was like,
Oh, did he?
like 5th comment. Yep.
So, yeah. If you can count on one person on the internet, it's going to be Graf Webber.
That's right. He's very
Yeah.
consistent.
Beautiful. All right. Moving on to number 3. Now, number 3, we got the twins.
Okay.
I'm not going to start. So, Obsession,
I didn't hate this as much as you did. I kind of figured you were going to hate it as it got going, but for me, it really there's a lot of things that were kind of weird. Justin, get in here, you silly bastard. Yeah, the twins were cool. I didn't really dig the connected Star Destroyers. I thought that was kind of off-putting at the start from Jump Street. But I kind of dug the suits, and I kind of dug what they were going for with the suits being powered by Kyber. I thought that was really a fun idea, especially for Sith. They're all about power. They're all about corrupting anything pure. And then you get into they're powering their Vader-like suits. So their suits are generationally ahead of where his was. And it was really awesome to, you kind of got a background that one of the twins has always been lying to themselves. Always the spark of light deep inside, and finally having enough, and having to do the right thing. So I kind of dug the story. The art was cool. I'm like I said, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. It felt very Dragon Ball to me in that you kept seeing him power, her power, him power, her power. Is very back and forth. So I kind of felt like there was a lot of that typical anime storytelling where you see her powering up in a scene, and then you see him powering up in a scene, and then they fight, and then they separate. They bring the best of their stuff. So for me, I kind of like this one. I kind of like that you heard the saber power on when he put that piece of kyber in it. That was really awesome. I kind of dug the force powers in it. That there was a foreshadowing. That he was trying to tell her, look, you can't go down this path; it'll destroy you. And of course, her not listening. So yeah, I thought it was really kind of that. Of course, the droid in a bubble helmet protecting itself from the
Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Made zero sense.
It was really crazy. Like her in the suit, not needing oxygen or protection. Cool.
Neither
dope.
of them needing
It was
it.
him just floating or just hanging out. There's no gravity, or there's gravity on these two big ass ships. They must create their own gravitational field.
Jumping to hyperspace while riding on top of an Xwing
and surviving, bro. I mean, like, there were some
lightsaber blade within centimeters of her chest, just enough to get the thing, but not cut her in half. Cuts the whole Star Destroyer in half, but not her.
Just very, very loose endy, very
amazing anime shit.
But amazing anime shit. That's
Hello?
But for me,
we can hear you.
You can hear you.
Yeah.
Being jerks.
But for me, I mean, I thought it wasn't as awful as my partner over here to my right.
I don't have much to say. I was just wondering, Cash, did you see this one yet?
I didn't see this one. We'll listen to Bayou. What he has to say about it.
Okay, I didn't hate this as much as Xwing. I really didn't. Because this was kind of a typical anime style Star Wars show.
Is that what
it's not okay? Hold on, I can't.
Typical, but it's normal.
Well, just when you think their power levels couldn't get any higher, there's just one more I don't know. So many times I got amped up even more by just they kept one-upping each other. Just when you thought, okay, this can't get any crazier, it just got a little crazier.
This would have made it better though if Leia was floating by.
Without going into a 20-minute long explanation of what anime is,
right?
There's any genre you can think of outside of anime is inside of anime itself.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that this is all anime, no, but this is part of anime, and it's a style of anime. But this was actually directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi. I can't think of his name. He's the same guy it's something like that. He's the same guy who directed Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. He's known for being kind of wild with his storytelling. So it's what you would expect from him.
Bayou, can I ask you? So is that style generally directed more towards children?
It depends on. It just depends on the anime itself, whether it's a shonen or a seinen. Because one of them is directed towards young kids and one's directed towards young teens, and it depends on the story itself. It's just a visual style. That's all it is.
Is that like the most popular visual style?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
Okay.
This was an identical visual style of something that they've done, even so much so that the main characters look almost identical. Neil Patrick Harris. No, I mean the boy character in this was if you go watch. Someone mentioned it on the last stream that we did. I can't remember the name of the other one he did, but it's blonde hair. Like they look like damn near twins. But
okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then I was saying Neil Patrick Harris voiced the son or the male twin, which was kind of cool. I liked that she, even though she was the evil one, like the Kyber to her, she said it was bringing hope, and he kind of feared it. Whereas, like usually, it's the other way around. The good side is the one that brings the hope with the Kyber.
Right.
I wouldn't call it a rip-off of Luke and Leia. I would call it a story that was inspired by Luke and Leia to, like, playing off the twins and, okay, what if they were born of the dark side? And it's just, it's all these stories are inspired by other parts of the Star Wars universe. So I wouldn't call anything a rip-off of the stories, but, I mean, it's just they're taking everything Star Wars and kind of putting whatever spin they want
it's
on
a
it.
tribute.
And was like, go for it. You know?
Yeah, these are tributes. These aren't rip-offs, man. Like them crash landing the Xwing on the twin suns, like that's a tribute, man.
And I mean, at the end of the day, remember George Lucas ripped off Kurosawa for the most part. At least his not like really ripped off, but you get what I'm saying? Like a lot of his conceptualization of Star Wars itself came from Kurosawa.
All right,
episode
so
1 was a direct.
For the sake of, because we've been doing it with every other one, here's your clip from this shit show.
Okay, great.
Pick the best
shit
one.
Show.
She's got 19 lightsabers.
Don't need breathing space.
Dude, she's mad creepy though, and when her eyes change.
That was the one that when we were watching it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? She's got a lightsaber in her shoes.
No, it's the suit. We went through this.
The shoe saber?
She has a kyber crystal in her suit.
It's the suit. The suit is powered by kyber.
Come on, let's EFAP right here. Okay, what is she doing?
Who throws a shoe?
She's getting ready to kick. She kicks the heel out.
Look, it's the suit.
He got red bottoms.
The suit's powered by
Okay, where did that come from?
kyber.
It's the suit. If you go back and watch when she powers
one
up
of the arms behind the leg, you think?
For my fiance.
I mean, Lady Gaga did that on stage like 2 years ago, and nobody cared.
Yo, hold up.
What does that look like?
Whoa.
Yeah, hold up. Is it a shoe saber? Oh my god, let's go.
Wow. Heel saber. That's what I'm saying. It was a half. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, dumb.
Go back.
Red bottom
Heel
shoes.
saber. I don't
Go
know.
back to the
Red bottoms.
the part where she powers up her suit, and you see the whole suit is powered by kyber.
I just
Like she could have put a lightsaber out of her belt buckle if she wanted to. Right? I mean, I get that because it's the suit. I mean,
episode 4 though.
Her cape's just made of kyber.
I
Straight
just
up
like how
kyber
you're
flapping.
worried about where the lightsaber's coming from when they're walking around in space without helmets on, and you're like, put the suit on the heel.
And gravity is apparent. Clearly they're not flying away.
Two.
I like how he was hesitant, and the droid was like, "No, you're gonna save me. Like right now, we're doing this."
That was just a bad one for me.
Oh,
Bad for me.
So they're going to a better one now, though.
Yes,
But
this is where I check out.
I said this earlier. I
Check out.
was like, I
I
don't.
didn't watch the rest.
Oh, okay.
I'm not calling it crappy content. What I'm saying is, it's not for me. When I watch it, I'm like, ugh, this is.
Well, that's the
not
great thing about anime that a lot of people, and that's what I was talking about in Discord. What was it yesterday? Anime, the term itself has a giant stigma attached to it.
Yep.
Where people just hear that term and they're like, "Oh, that's that weird stuff over there."
It's all
There
that
is
weird
something-
weebo shit or whatever. Yeah.
I would bet money that any person could find an anime that they absolutely love.
Exactly.
So
By
hell yeah.
well
Yep.
story.
Oh yes.
That it's just there's something there for everybody.
Yep.
If you can't watch, and this is just me, but if you can't watch like a Dragon Ball Z, or like, and especially the final series to that, the Cell series, if you can't watch, like, start at the Cell series and go all the way through, and if you can't find a love for that, then there's something wrong with you. Right? I mean, that's some powerful shit. That series in the Dragon Balls in the whole series is probably the best out of all of the Dragon Ball stuff. And
I mean, yep.
at least the most popular.
Do you watch subbed or dubbed?
I don't.
Wait, what did you
subbed? I watched the original Dragon Ball when it was still subtitled. Like that's how I got attached to the original Dragon Ball, when it was still you're reading subtitles and they're still talking Japanese.
Yeah.
So for me, that was my introduction. And then when they started airing it more frequently here in the States, it was a little easier to get behind, and then you watch the whole thing through. But I watched the original stuff that I was watching back when it was still subtitled.
All I will say is watch TOB1 in Japanese.
Okay.
I'll do that later by you. That's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
and you'll understand why after you watch it.
Number 4.
Hey, this is an anime stream.
Yeah, this is it. Right, exactly.
This is the anime.
Talking about
Xwing should watch the abridged Dragon Ball.
Well,
Z
I just wanted
abridged.
to tell him before he left. That's the only reason I was bringing it up, because I know he's about to check out.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't to any of the rest of the episodes because
I thought you were like
Well,
you didn't want to get ruined. Okay,
It's
all right.
just it's also that anime in general can be very relaxing. You're having a bad day or whatever, throw on some anime and just relax. It can be definitely a stress reliever. It's great.
Anime to me is the exact opposite. Everybody's yelling at each other constantly, and they're always fighting. And we'll
not
get
always.
into that.
It depends
You know
what
what
anime
you need to
you
watch
watch.
then?
You
We'll go watch some Slice of Life, okay?
Yeah,
It's called
or
Slice of
watch
Life.
some Lupin the Third,
They're
or
so
yeah.
ridiculous. They're like one punch human titan slice of life, man.
No, Slice of
No.
Life is a genre.
All
Mhm.
right, let's move on to number 4. Okay. The Village Bride. Now,
This one was so good.
Okay.
if you want to talk about a relaxing anime, that's one I can get behind.
Yep.
The Village Bride for me was absolutely the best episode of the series, tied in contention with The Elder, but
I knew you liked the Elder.
it's right. I think it takes a squeak over, and the reason I say that is because of the music and the story building in that episode. I was 100% behind it, and I'm talking about anime right now. I hate anime. I was talking about anime. I loved that episode. I loved it 100%. This is hands down. Actually, now that I think about it, 100% top episode. This was it.
I knew you'd like this one. I knew you'd like the Elder too. I knew you'd hate Bot Boy, Astro Boy, and I knew you'd hate 8, the rabbit one. I knew you'd hate those two.
Exposed.
Dude, this shit got me. And I rewatched it and it got me again. You were saying, the music and the storytelling, and like I knew it was her that freezed the bolt. And then when the camera pans up to her and she gives that whole speech about like water or whatever it was, dude, it was intense. It was awesome.
Man.
It was Star Wars, man.
I was a really big fan of that episode.
Yeah, got me.
Jedi and how they, and you know, she's a lost Padawan, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
She's grown up, lost Padawan.
Oh, the Karen, I looked her name up because I couldn't remember. Karen Fukuhara. She was in The Boys. She was the Asian character that could regenerate. She voiced the main person. So just want to throw that out there. Yeah.
Super awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of that one.
Mhm.
Big fan of that episode.
I'll have to...
You're the only other one that's watched it. What do you got?
That one actually, funnily enough, it is not even my top 4. What? Okay. There were a lot of really good ones for me. I did enjoy it because my top 5 and up are all really good, and it's there's 4 that are kind of below average, so it still falls in like the ones I like. But I looked up a couple things about this. There's one thing that me and Strike noticed when we were watching it. I don't know if y'all happen to notice, but the ship that shows up at the end of that episode, it has a very Corellian design kind of.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't recognize that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure was.
You saw the side of the ship. It looks exactly like the side of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
The way the hatch comes down. Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, the battle droids. Somebody literally just was in my brain in the comments. They were amazing.
And there
Oh
was
God,
a couple other
hilarious.
things I found that were interesting. I was kind of looking around at some other like reviews on some of the episodes,
Don't watch
and
the
I
beginning
found
of the stream.
two things. It was
Yeah,
talking about how
casual, get it.
some of these stories examined the heroes and villains' connection to nature and how they affect the environments around them. So basically, just showing more of the effects of the characters on the nature itself, which I think is what a big theme of this episode was because you had on one side you had the village that was respecting the nature and the planet, and then you had the villains which are coming in and trampling the forest, and I think that was part of the theme of that episode.
Yeah.
And then there was another quote, we watch as one group of characters go on a pilgrimage to pay respect to the natural beauty of their planet while another one recklessly plows through the sacred forest. Yeah, that was the other one, which I thought was kind of an interesting theme, and I think it was one of the better episodes for sure because it the plot and the story building on that one was definitely better than 2 and 3, and it was interesting and it kept you engaged the entire time. So I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, it reminded me too of how there's that one planet where they connect to the force like tides, or they connect it to the tides, and it was like this planet and how it connects to the whatever they called it, Magina, the magic of the planet.
Yeah, it was like Magina or something.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That ties into also to the new Thrawn trilogy, because there was a whole a group of people in the Thrawn trilogy that were like, our planet is dead. The only way we can fix it is by becoming one with the Force again. But Thrawn didn't understand what that was. So that was kind of a cool tie into that as well.
Interesting.
That's cool. Yeah.
Okay, let's get a clip. Let's get a clip from this.
Get a clip?
I got a clip. Lining up a clip. Let me share this real quick. I love B1 battle droids. They're so damn funny.
Yeah, that was another part I really loved about it. They did definitely hit the nostalgia with those and their reactions.
Rise. And may the Force be with you.
What are you doing? Shoot them! Kill them all!
Roger.
Where'd that come from?
Where are they?
I love that part.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wow.
And when he tosses the helmet and they're all like, ah.
Oh yeah, something's coming.
It's
Oh my
great.
God.
So that beautiful. Now we move on to number 5.
Okay.
Excuse me. I have scourge of indigestion. Okay, so number 5 was the 9th Jedi. Now, I negated to mention it when I was talking about it. This is actually in my top 4. I have 4 that I really like.
Same.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, it was really good.
This one is, I think it's high on my list because of the saber combat. Saber combat was absolutely beautiful. And there was a callback to the EU where a lightsaber reacts to the Jedi that wields it, which was awesome.
It was
How
also
cool
the
was
longest
that,
episode,
right?
if you didn't
Instantly.
know that. It's the longest
was it?
episode. Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay, cool.
That-
But beyond
like
that,
22
story
minutes.
was awesome as well. You have loss, suspense, trickery, everything beautiful that we love from a story. I really liked this episode a lot. Cash, lead off. It sounds like you watched it.
I did. Yes, I love the whole thing about, the daughter has to go and deliver the lightsabers, and she can't. And then, of course, her father gets taken by those bounty hunters. I can't remember what they're exactly called by you. I'll just go with bounty hunters, I guess.
Yeah.
Some kind of hunters.
They were
right?
Jedi hunters. That's
They're
what
like
they
Jedi
called
hunters.
them.
they're like
yeah.
Inquisitors or
They
Jedi
called them
hunters.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's delivering that, and then like Xwing had said, the color of the lightsaber changed, and you could see that she was starting to get strong in the Force, and like that was really cool. And then she's delivering those lightsabers, and then of course we have the betrayal at the I guess I would say it would be like a Jedi temple, and then they're fighting, and then people have to die, and it was just really cool. There was revenge. It's just really
It was a
good
double
episode.
flip.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
And
really cool.
you know, you like the daughter because she really cared about, you know, doing what she could for her father, but she knew she couldn't go back and save her father because of the situation.
She's almost like a Luke figure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. It felt like a Tatooine moment from the to New Hope. I felt to an extent because you had the burning of the little home, and it was really cool. And then the ice sequence was really badass, and you know she takes that lightsaber and just destroys that like motorcycle type vehicle. It was really awesome. And Ethan, I have to say this: every time I saw Ethan on the screen, when he was in the Jedi Temple, it felt like it sounded like Simple Man, just a little bit, just a little bit. So if you ever go back and listen to it, it sounded like Simple Man, just a bit.
I kind of agree mostly with what Cash was saying. He hit a lot of the points I would have hit. I think that if I was gonna say which one of these episodes was the most, if you want to go by Xwing's version of how he says it, this is the most anime of the episodes, if you want to call it that.
Really?
I would say. Simply because this is what a good anime looks like to me. It's got good storytelling. It draws you in. Everything is packed in that 20 minutes. It doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel drawn out. It's perfectly paced. The character design's great. Everything is just perfect. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It's top 4 for me. I really like the little old droids drinking their oil. I thought that was pretty funny. And I really like the lightsabers changing color depending on who picked it up. I like how they had it at the end where it turned from red to purple. You're like, oh snap! You know, it's just it was a really good episode. Like I said, top 4 for me. But yeah, that's what I would say. The majority of animes that I love, they're on that quality of storytelling and how they feel, how they make you feel. You know, that's what a good anime can be for you.
I felt like it was the best looking. Like it was crisp. The sabers looked really good. Maybe I'm part because they actually looked like actual lightsabers instead of like just a neon sword. You know,
it had this very like future steampunk kind of vibe. They were using like almost older oil rigs to mine space, which I thought was cool. And, you know, he's got an old school forge and a hammer that he's hitting the kyber with to shape it. But yeah, definitely like what everybody said. And the trailer, you know, kind of got me on this one because it shows that little like black and white concept art where all the sabers are red. You see the 6 of them. And I was like, I didn't even know what episode that was from until it happened in this one.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was really cool.
I thought that was supposed to be from the first episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. All right. Clip time. Who's ready for a little bit of clippy? The sound design again on this one was one that I loved. It sounded so good. Every time the sabers hit, you felt the weight of the hits from the people that were fighting. So I really like that. So let's just take a little look.
Our hunters have taken your father to a distant star.
Now tell me I'm not crazy, but do you just not feel prequel vibes when you hear that?
The music.
Our
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, super like fast paced.
Super prequel-y.
And the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Felt very prequel-y, so maybe I was a little biased on that one, but I loved it.
I love how a few of the lightsabers in these episodes have had the bases where the blade actually flattens out to make a hilt.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense than a crossguard hilt. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, what do you know? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
a saber
favorite
smith
one.
or anything.
Huh?
A saber smith. All right.
On to
moving
Xwing's favorite episode.
that.
So it's
This
on to your
one
favorite
is-
episode.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah,
one's
yeah.
brutal.
You're gonna watch it in Japanese and fall in love with it again.
Yeah, you
Okay,
need to watch
so-
in Japanese if you're an anime fan.
Oh,
for
real
sure.
quick, because I forgot to mention that Ethan is voiced by the guy who played Hiro Nakamura. I don't know if anybody saw that show Heroes back in the day.
Yep.
But
Oh,
so
yes.
the nerdy
Yeah.
time travel guy, he
Yep.
voices Ethan in that one. So I thought that was
Oh,
cool.
I didn't know
And
that.
Simu Liu is Zima. I can't remember if that was the other mentor type guy or the alien that Saber turns purple or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that guy. Yeah,
yeah, that guy.
Nice. Right.
he's been saying a lot of things lately, but yeah.
It brings us tidily along to number 6. Toby. TOB1.
Yeah.
I am going to bow out of this because
Oh, boy.
I watched about 7 minutes of it and then I turned it off.
Yeah, you missed this part.
It's all right.
That's not right.
I could not
Finish it.
do anymore.
It
Maybe
was,
It was only like
You could
4
watch
more
you could
minutes.
watch number 2.
Yeah, man. And it got good toward the end.
That was one of the
Okay,
shortest
no,
episodes, and
this
it
is
did get
where-
better.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get through it.
Terraforming. And
Okay,
I want to be a real boy. Okay. All right.
I left off where George. I left off where George Lucas basically said to Toby, "Here's my saber. You're a Jedi now." I'm like,
Yeah.
I walked away.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Didn't the droid
You
got him
gotta-
killed,
you gotta
right?
finish it.
The droid got him killed because he was
Yeah.
messing around.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
You
the
gotta go
only
back and
cool
watch it,
part
though.
Was we got to see a T-16 light up for the first time, and we saw the interior of a T-16, which was sick.
Well,
That
if
was cool.
if Strike can watch the whole episode, X-Wing, you can watch it all.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
agree. That's
No
that's-
kidding. Because
yeah.
he watched it with me.
Yep.
The thing that hyped me up was when Toby goes into the cockpit of the T-16 and turns everything on, and I'm like, man, Luke used to bullseye womp rats in these things. Like, cool. That was cool. That
And
was
I mean,
cool.
there's a pretty decent fight at the end. I mean, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, you know,
Yeah, it was pretty
you gotta
cool, I
go back
guess,
and,
yeah.
and finish
Mhm.
it. I would finish it just to say
Yep.
you did.
Yeah, because the fight was cool.
Shame.
Yeah, the fight was.
It did feel, of course, somewhat like a Pinocchio thing. Like, I want to be a real boy.
I've
There
But
was
did
a certain part of that. Yeah, it was bizarre. But yeah, right.
Darth,
It
you
was
gotta
Astro
remind me.
Boy, not Pinocchio. It was basically Astro Boy.
Right.
That's what
Did he use the Force? Did he use the Force in that droid? I gotta watch the fight again.
I'd have to watch
It
it,
was
again
fast.
to remember. Yeah,
But yeah, that was the one thing I thought was cool.
But no, I okay. So, spoiler warning. I'm gonna say it 3 times. If you watch, well, it's not really a spoiler, but whatever.
Yeah.
If you watch this episode in Japanese, Toby happens to be voiced by the same voice actor as Goku.
Oh, dope.
Mm.
So if you're listening to it, when he starts fighting, it literally sounds like Goku.
So just close
That's awesome.
Like, I can't. It's
I will
just,
do that
it's so
later.
freaking funny. That made the entire episode for me. It kept it from being all the way at the bottom for me. Just that one little thing for me. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool because I can literally hear Goku playing this little android thing. But I liked the lightsaber. Kind of looked like Cal Kestis's lightsaber design. I don't know if y'all noticed.
Okay,
that.
okay.
It
And
was
then-
it was in the emitter. I saw that. When the emitter lights up, you can see the two
Yep,
jars.
it
of
looks-
ball
yeah, yep.
cards. Yeah.
That's
Cue the
exactly what
clip.
it looks like.
Cue the
And
clip.
then I like the "I am one with the Force and the Force is with me" callback. That was
Ooh.
kind
Yeah.
of it was like kind of callback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There were a lot of ancestral plane visuals where masters were connecting to Padawans like right in the middle of fights, like pulling them out of it. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
In a bunch of these episodes.
Dude, I don't even know where that was at.
Oh yeah, he didn't get through that far.
Well, I remember seeing it. Oh man, it's gonna take me to find this crap.
I got real like Adventure Time vibes from the old guy too, like the wizard.
Search. Fulfill the professor's dream.
We can't see that.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Oh,
trying.
I didn't know if you were trying to pull it up yet.
No, they'll pull me down. I'm trying to find it. Keep talking. If
What are you
hear
trying
it,
to find? You're trying to find the lightsaber?
Yeah, when he ignites it and you can see the Jar Tapal design.
Let's see. It is.
I mean, it's everywhere, but that first one where it looks super crisp.
909, 905, 90. Yeah, start at 905.
I was right there, dude. Okay. Don't go too far back. Here we go. Yeah, bro. Oh god, it's making me angry again.
Yeah, that's a very, very kiddie anime
yes,
right there.
It is. Yep.
But that
It's fun to me.
Lightsaber is dope. It's like a new pommel on Jar Tapal's. That's kind of what it looks like. So I was excited about that. That was cool. I'm glad somebody else noticed that. Those two, the little cuppy emitter is just like immediately you go back to Fallen Order.
Dude, the freaking droid, like spoilers, but the droid that attaches to his back like Blue Beetle and helps him whoop the shit out of. Oh man, that was awesome. Just go to the end, man. Just go to the end and watch the fight.
It was like let's mix let's mix Astro Boy with I don't know, Power
Mega
Rangers
Man.
powering up. I don't know, Mega Man, yeah, something
Straight
like
up
that.
Mega Man.
There was
Let's
some,
go.
Yeah.
Mega Man.
It was good.
Well, that brings us up to number 7. We're getting towards the end here. Number 7, The Elder.
The Elder. David Harbour.
This
voiced
was one of my babies.
Yeah.
The reason I liked it so much is because we finally got I mean, you could say in Toby we got a master and apprentice, but I feel like in this one we really saw too, and something that I love about it so much is that they kind of showed the drudge and the daily life of a Jedi Knight who's not in the front of the battle. This isn't Annie and Obi. This isn't Mace. It's not somebody who's constantly in the front of the fight in these major galactic battles. This is a master and apprentice who are basically sent to go scout the Outer Rim. Like, how exciting is that? We're in a ship checking out planet after planet after planet after planet. And the Padawan is like, you've been to all these planets. Isn't it cool? And the guy who's been there and done that is like, yeah, it's not that cool. This is lame. This is so lame. But Dispatch hits him up and is like, hey, we got a disturbance at 721. And he's like, all right, we'll go check it out. You know what I mean? I just thought that was cool how it kind of normalized the Jedi apprentice not always being at the front of the battles. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody else watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll go. Yeah, man. David Harbour voices the master, and the old dude is super creepy, man. He was he didn't kill the Padawan on purpose to get the master to come there to fight him. I don't know. I was confused by the old man's whole. I don't know what his whole plan was. He even admitted to not being strong enough. I don't know if he was strike me down in anger and but he was creepy for sure.
He just wanted to fight. That was my
take.
So he killed the thing up in the mountains to draw the Jedi up, right? Because he wanted to fight the master, probably because he was ready to die.
Yeah, okay.
The Padawan shows up and he's like, you're not who I wanted. And then he fights him and he's like, you're trash. The only way I'm going to get him up here is if I gut you. So he guts him, and then the master shows up, and now it's like, finally, I get my match. It's the old you know, like the knights who fought in battle. I don't want to die by the hand of something.
Yeah, like Valhalla.
Yeah, total Valhalla.
I have a completely different take.
I'm interested to hear it.
Cool, because I'm
Okay, so my kind of thought process is because at the beginning he senses him through the Force while they're in hyperspace. I didn't really get like he wanted to meet the Jedi. Like the way it ended, it kind of made me feel like there was a whole mystery there because he did fight them, but he blew up his ship right at the end.
right.
And he like melted away or whatever. But like that made me think like, oh, he was hiding what he was really doing on that planet. Like, was he going for a Sith holocron, maybe a Sith temple? Who knows? But like, I don't know. That was kind of my feeling. Not that he was going there to die. I don't know. I guess I saw that a different way. But the lightsaber fight in that one was freaking awesome.
Lightsaber fight was sick.
I like the Sith eyes. That was probably one of the coolest moments when he opens up his eyes and you're like, oh, like he's a bad dude. But no, that one was really good. Somebody said it earlier. Who? Let me see. Michael Yinch. Yeah, I got Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan vibes. Yeah, 100%. That's kind of how I felt about it. This one was my favorite. The story building in it was fantastic. The character building in it was fantastic. I liked that they in this short time span introduced you to these two characters, got you to actually care about them. You see them interacting with other people, and you're actually kind of interested in what happens to them. You become invested in them, and all of a sudden, bam, we're in a bad, freaking awesome lightsaber fight, and you're kind of worried about, oh crap, is Padawan dead? Like, you're kind of invested in it. This is one of those ones that I'd be like, it'd be really cool.
Oh no.
This is one of those ones that'd be really cool though. It's like one I would watch a whole series with following these two dudes. Like I would, yeah. I mean, this is probably my absolute favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, why did he blow up the ship?
Yeah,
like that's all I'm gonna think about now
mystery.
is like
destruct, like like
trying to hide things from the Jedi. Yeah.
Yep. Cash.
Crazy.
Did you see that one?
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, that's right. That's when you went to go.
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay.
Yeah.
This one was short and sweet.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch it. Do you recommend watching it in subbed by you?
I prefer from episode 4 on. I was watching subbed just because, like I said, I prefer the Japanese voice acting just because it fits the character better.
Yes.
But I'm probably gonna go back and rewatch it in English. I'll probably rewatch the whole series in English.
I'll do both.
And
That's
I'll probably
a good idea.
watch the first 3 in Japanese since I watched those in English. And just so I can get the feel for both. But I always like Japanese voice acting better. They always do a better job with it.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
Do.
That moment right there.
There were a lot of kills like that.
That moment
with the
right
saber
there was
pressed
like,
and then ignited.
Sick.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa! Big statement from Phil McCracken.
I know.
Like,
oh wow!
Vision's more than Mando.
Wow.
That's
a hot take. That's a hot take there, McCracken.
You're stepping in it worse than I do.
I can see, and if that's how you feel about it, I don't, and I love anime, but teach their own for sure. But I'm glad you enjoyed it that much because I hope they make more. I really hope that there's a lot of enough people.
Please make more.
Yes. So the only reason I'm like, damn, that's crazy. This is an OT guy.
Yeah.
So,
but you got to think like it goes back to George Lucas was inspired by
the samurai culture, right?
Samurai culture. So that's why it's not just the sounds and the noises and the characters. It's a lot of that culture is a Star Wars feeling because it's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same underlying tones.
You can't put a Star Wars skin on Transformers and expect it to succeed.
No, but you can put a Star Wars skin on a Edo period anime, like a samurai period anime, and you get episode 1.
Look at me. I was happy with it. You're never gonna catch me watching anything else, but I liked a lot.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
And it's content like this that, has people, switching over, man. Stuff they thought they'd never like.
Would you watch a show if it made you feel like episode 1 did? If it made you feel like
I'll tell you
this
what I'll
episode did?
by you. Just because I love you, I will sit down in a private StreamYard and watch an anime with you.
Okay.
To have you convert me to something outside of Star Wars anime.
Me and Cash and Crit will come up with something, and we'll figure out what'll be the best fit for your personality and what you're actually gonna like.
Are we gonna watch it with him then, or do you just want to watch it with him?
No. Okay. I think we can all watch it together. I'm good with that.
All right. Entry though.
Bro, Hunter.
You are a savage.
Plastic bougie. Ratchet.
Savagery.
Yeah, we'll talk about it though. For sure.
TikTok. Does nobody's on TikTok? Okay.
I will be shortly. I'm working on it.
Lopinocho? Lopinocho?
Yeah, it's Lopinocho.
It's Lopinocho, right? Okay. Yeah.
Hated it.
All right.
Okay.
Xwing, go for it. I want to know.
Hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what.
The bunny girl.
No, you know what's funny?
Bestiality.
You know what's funny?
About family.
Didn't bother me while I was watching it. Didn't bother me. Didn't think about it at all. What pissed me off, and I'm going to give you some good examples of this.
Please do.
We're going to do a couple clips here. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Here, let me.
Because now I'm curious.
Watch the mouse. Just take me down here. I'm going to show you a couple clips here. You tell me when somebody's not fucking screaming at the top of their lungs.
To escape. Where are your mother and father?
And of course, they're whispering in that.
Hey, they're not screaming at the top of the lungs. You told me to tell you.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The whole
I thought visually.
What's up, Average?
Besides, I can tell by looking at
Screaming. We're screaming about stuff. Now we're on the beach.
Kids, they're excited.
Oh, she's really different as an adult, huh?
They're kids.
We're screaming.
He's far away from them.
It's decided.
They just, the whole episode, they are just screaming at each other.
You get
I thought this one visually was really good.
It's funny, yeah.
This is your complaint.
They were screaming.
It just hurts me. These people are screaming at each other the entire episode. All they do is scream.
You damn kids, will you keep it down?
That's it.
You whippersnapper! What are you doing?
Turn the
Will
volume
you
down,
settle
man.
down already?
I told you to leave.
They're yelling all the time. Like, I will rewatch it with you, and I will keep a stopwatch when we're speaking normally and when we're screaming at each other, and it's 95% screaming.
Watch it in Japanese with the subtitles on. It's better.
Where they're screaming at each other in Japanese?
No, it's better. It's better.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Slightly
Screaming sounds better.
Yeah. It's different.
Oh, it sounds like screaming.
Okay, well,
I
like
thought
I
that
said, the dude was up on a hill, like yelling at his kids down on the beach. Like,
They were 2 feet away from each other in the market, screaming.
they're like 7 years old.
That's right. Yeah, probably.
We know kids
You
can't
did the beginning,
hear.
Like towards the end, when they were adults, were they yelling?
problem. Okay, this is not a this episode problem. I've seen this in anime before. I think that's why I stayed away from it so much, is because they're like, they're always yelling at each other, and it just drives me nuts. It's like, just talk.
I mean, yeah, in like Dragon Ball, for sure, they're always yelling. But
certain animes, they do
fighting.
yell, especially if they're fighting.
They're
Yeah,
fighting.
if they're fighting, they're usually yelling. Not always. But, yeah.
The words are just fight words.
So I made it through this one. Actually, I made it all the way through to the end.
Okay, so then serious question.
So what did you like about it?
Yeah,
then?
minus the yelling.
Right.
Did you actually enjoy the story? Did you actually enjoy everything else about it? Was the yelling the only gripe?
I liked how the Star Destroyer looked in the beginning.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay. Well,
Was it?
Cash, you can go because I'm gonna need a minute to collect my thoughts.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it just didn't.
It's fine.
It's fine,
just
dude.
like-
It's fine, man. It's just...
But I'm interested to hear what was liked. So maybe something like I pick up something or.
I mean, there's the bunny girl. I felt at times it felt like Lady Thumper from Bambi, but I just she was still interesting enough, I guess, because she was still felt like family, and she was like, well, you know, you hurt your father, and I feel he's like my father, even though, you know, we became a family. How could you do this? And I like that kind of conflict that we see in shows or even anime, where that girl legitimately cared so much, but the actual daughter was like, how dare you? Like, how could you feel that you're a daughter? You're not. This is my father. And it was really just, it's like, okay, well, then it's go time, and we're going to fight, and we're going to see what happens. But she just felt like, you know, the Empire was her calling, and the actual daughter, and the other, who was a slave and then became part of the family, the bunny girl, I can't think of her name now. She was like, well, I couldn't believe you did this to your own father, and it shouldn't matter. We can work this out. And she's like, no, we can't. And so it was just, the conflict was crazy. And then it just was like, she was just like, I'm done with this. And so I really enjoy that kind of conflict between characters. They make you care, Xwing, and I like when shows make you care. It doesn't matter if it's a anime or a live action or whatever. They make you
100%.
care about these characters.
No, I agree for sure, and I did like that portion of it because the underlying tone was what makes family family, right? Is it blood or is it
100%?
Right.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I got that. It just didn't. For some reason, it didn't hook for me. Yeah, maybe it was the bunny, but you know, my big thing was like, oh my god, there's going to be a bunny. They're going to over sexualize basically like a human animal character again. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that though. They didn't do that, and so I was totally fine with it, and it was just a character in a TV show. So that part of it was interesting. I thought that was going to be my beef, but it wasn't there. It just didn't land. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Backgrounds? Yeah, I was gonna say, is Bayou still like taking a deep breath before he fucking.
I can definitely, I definitely see where everybody's kind of coming from on this one, and I think the only thing that I could say that no one else has is that visually, again, stunning. All the environments and settings. I don't know. It's just something about it, you know. She was like a street rat, like Aladdin type character,
Ezra,
and yeah, and you sympathize for both sides, and then in the end you sympathize for the other side, and you know, for equal reasons. But very balanced, good story overall. I really enjoyed this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
You ready now, Bubba?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I went into this one myself. I was like, all right, they're doing a bunny girl. I was kind of like hesitant. I was like, all right, where are they going with this?
Yep.
Because anime can get kind of weird in
Oh,
certain
yeah.
areas. But it was way, way better than I was expecting. And it actually left me in my top 3. Like, I really enjoyed the storyline. If this were made into a season, I would watch it. You know, the way they left the ending, it kind of left it open for more story. I really liked the theme of the father telling Lop, you know, it's not about blood. You know, you're my daughter. Basically, I don't care. I'm giving you this saber as the legacy. I don't care about, you know, that the other one has my blood. You're my daughter. It was kind of that thought process. I thought that was kind of sweet. And then I found this was another one of those ones that was following that same theme of what a planet's going through during Imperial occupation. So it was kind of
cool.
It was kind of like you're seeing a different part of the universe that's not macro. It's kind of micro, like this little tiny planet, this one little area. What's going on here? And I really kind of enjoyed that. Like I said, I I just can't get past that you don't like it because they're yelling. Like,
That's bad. I know it's weird. I just like
try it again, mute it, and just put subtitles on. Just watch the whole thing with just subtitles.
They're still just gonna be like,
no, just subtitles. No noise.
suggestion.
No noise.
he has to talk like that. Like we should do one anime stream where we just scream at each other the whole time. You know?
I am down.
You should just English dub over the
wow.
top of it what you think they're saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
We're not gonna watch a clip from this one. We're just gonna pull one screen because maybe the reason I hated
Just the yelling.
my ex was in this. My ex was in this. Every time we, I tried to get together with her, she's like, "What are you doing with that?"
Wow, she sounds like a winner.
Yeah, she's good. Okay, which brings us on to the final episode of Visions. Akakiri. Thoughts?
The animation style of this one made my skin crawl. Like watching it, and I've seen this type of animation style too. It's just weird to me.
It's like a weird combo of 2D, 3D kind of.
Yeah, like it's uneasy. It makes me feel uneasy.
It reminds me a little bit of almost like the new Legend of Zelda games, kind of. Like a
yeah,
Wind
that's not a bad
esque, but with like way heavier Sharpie lines, is what I'm thinking. So it didn't bug me. So what's funny, that didn't bug me at all.
Oh,
right. Didn't bug me in the slightest. I liked this one a lot because I feel like it is so lore intensive in the story that it's trying to tell. We basically have the Anakin story in 15 minutes, right?
yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want the male character in that to bow down to the female because of to save a woman that I guess he loved or still loved. I just was like, I don't like this. I understand the whole Anakin connection, but I just didn't like that. I'm like, really? Couldn't he just kill her somehow? And then maybe he could find another way to bring the woman he loved back. I don't know. That's how I felt personally.
Yeah, but couldn't Anakin have done the same thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
He didn't believe so.
Yeah, true.
Not at that time. He would do anything to save her.
To save Padme, yes.
So that was another, like we talk about, a microcosm of the story of Anakin. I just felt like we kind of got that. I wasn't feeling that all the way up until like the last 2 minutes of it. But
for me, this is honestly my least favorite.
You put this behind Tatooine Rhapsody?
Yes.
Bro.
That should tell you.
So we're gonna keep talking about
stuff. Wow.
Yeah. I'm so excited to hear this because I'm interested. I'm always interested to hear the other side.
Okay. First of all, I wasn't a huge fan of the art style. That art style doesn't really throw me off, like as far as story goes, because I can still follow it or whatever.
Okay.
It was just I wasn't digging it.
Yeah.
It felt like they got a budget from Disney and they put like half that budget into an account overseas and then used the rest to make this anime. That's just personally. That's how I feel about it.
Ooh, one gripe. Can I add this in while you're doing this? The saber movement, do you know how it went frame by frame? when he was swinging his saber, it would show the saber frame by frame. That drove me nuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The story was kind of hard to follow. That was part of my biggest gripe with it. Is in the beginning, it was kind of like, I'm not really sure what's going on. Like, I was trying to figure out like what the story building, the character building, the getting me to get sucked into this world part wasn't there for me. I didn't care what happened. I didn't care what happened to these characters. I had no feeling towards them. I was just kind of passively watching it in a sense. It just didn't have that special spark that I'm looking for in a good story. I wasn't happy that was the way they ended it, because I was like, you started with this banger and you end with this whimper. And that's on the negative side. On the good side, what I would say is I liked that they went there to the darker themes. I like that they did one that wasn't just, oh, the Jedi win, or the good guys win. It was a dark episode. It was something that you weren't really expecting. At the end you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna win. He's just gonna beat her. Great. And it didn't happen. And I that part, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. So I'll give it that on the positive side. It's just
like Rogue One for me. Everybody died. Yeah. I mean, they won, but everybody died.
It's just this one just did not do it for me. So that's why I'm not on that. Not with that.
I didn't. Did you like the art style by you of the Sith lady? I didn't really care for the art style of.
I just went right
in Akakiri.
Yeah, was that her name? I can't remember
that was the name of the episode.
Yeah, but the woman at the end, close to the end, who's like, "Oh,
she kind of
you have to become my apprentice to save
which sister from." She like made me think of the
on Kashyyyk, the big girl,
the one from Fallen Order. Which
or bro, she looked like Ganon.
Sith, yeah,
did look yeah, she did look like Ganon somewhat.
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of the whole time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That one was definitely. I was like, not really here for it. So that like I said, I wish if 8 and 9 had been flipped, I think I'd be happier. Just because it would have ended on a little bit better note for me personally.
But the end of that one, though.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was kind of like I said, they subverted the expectation of what was going to happen, because every episode before that was like, good guys win, good guys win, good guys win, good guys win.
I think the only way they could have made it a little better is if he just turned to the side and we got just a little glimpse of the like red in his eye.
Yeah.
Just something.
A little yellow or something. Like
yeah, so just like instantly.
Catch what?
Pretty sure I killed this guy on the N64 with the Master Field. And, right?
Maybe. I think so. Probably. I probably did as well.
So, okay. That's it. Yeah. Looking for him. I think if I had to, if I was going to list, and
you're going to rank them?
You guys feel free to do whatever you would. 3 would be at the bottom for me. Really hated 3. 2 is kind of at the bottom, but I think I would put 2 in front of 3 because Tamara Morrison was there. I would put... Okay, I take that back. Toby takes second last place. And then La Pinocho. And then it would go Akakiri or Akakiri.
That one.
Is it Akakiri by you?
It's Akakiri. Akakiri.
I'd have to know how that little symbol is pronounced.
Yeah, okay. We'll find out later.
And then probably the village, the duel, the village bride, the 9th Jedi, and then the elder.
Okay.
I think.
And Obsession still hasn't seen them also.
It's going to take me some time to actually like make that list, and then I'll make it.
Cash?
I haven't seen them all.
You guys go. I'll be
Yeah, that's true.
but
Okay. All right. My list is I got it saved. All right. So I'm gonna go from bottom to top two.
Alright.
Akakiri is, like I said, bottom for me. Didn't do it for me at all. Number 8 goes to Toby. It's 8 and 7 are kind of like I could flip flop them just because, like I said, TOB1, the Goku thing just kind of like that made that whole episode for me. But other than that, like it was a failure. So at least to me,
I didn't care for that one too much.
7's gonna be Tatooine Rhapsody. Obvious. I'm not even gonna explain that. The Twins was gonna be number 6. Then basically from 6 and below are like my whatever episodes, but from 5 and up, those are all ones that I was like pretty happy with. So from here up, I'm actually, some of them could be flip flopped back and forth with the other, but 5 is The Village Bride. 4th would it be The Ninth Jedi. 3 for me is La Pinocho. 2 is The Duel, and yeah, The Elder's number 1 for me too, because that one was just fantastic. But any one of those 5, I would absolutely watch more of if they made whole series off of them. It kind of felt like I read something that said basically it was like watching a whole bunch of like what do you call them when they premiere a first episode to see if it's gonna
Pilots.
Pilots.
Yeah, it felt like watching a whole bunch of pilots for a bunch of Star Wars series to see which ones picked up and which ones didn't. That's kind of how I felt about
it.
Dude,
Love, Death, and Robots vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they do like 4 or 5 seasons of this.
Yeah.
And maybe like we get different, not anime. Maybe they switch over to, I don't even know, another genre or something. But yeah. As far as me, like I don't really have a top 3 because I could interchange these 3, but The Ninth Jedi, The Duel, and The Village Bride are definitely 3 I'll remember and go back to watch before I go back to watch any of the other ones.
Damn, now I kind of want to know why Justin puts The Duel in garbage tier. Like that kind of asks me, like, what did you not like about The Duel? Like, holy crap, that one was great.
Yeah. I mean, as far as story, there were definitely other stories that had more twists and like connections. As far as this was like The Duel was a very one-dimensional story, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I'm definitely gonna be getting that book.
The book. It's called Ronin. I think they're calling it Ronin.
Yeah, because that's what his name was Ronin.
Yeah, dude. Tell me where he got those other. Talk to me about those other kyber crystals.
Yeah, because I mean,
or why he said, at the end he said, "Hold on to this. It keeps away evil."
Yeah, ward off evil.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because like there's Sith out there looking for the light, and that maybe it just adds a little shadow pocket that Darkseid's gonna overlook. But that line was very interesting to me when he said that.
That confused the heck out of me.
Yeah,
wards
I don't
off.
know if you heard what I was saying, but
I
was listening. Yeah. I was kind of wondering or hoping maybe like right at the end of it when he picked out that kyber that he was going to purify it.
Ooh.
I was thinking that was going to be a thing, and I was actually thinking of Obsession because when he picked that crystal up, I was like, "Is he about to purify that crystal right now?" But then he opens up.
That would have been cool.
And there's just bled crystals all in.
I think he's more of
I got lots of crystals.
Maybe a Sith that's kind of pulled away from the dark side, but he's not a Jedi. He's not on the light side, so he's just kind of killing. Maybe that's his. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like the kind of the theme of like I have to pay for my sins kind of thing. Like he's got to go kill all these Sith to make up for all the people he's killed. No, not like that. Not like that. Like the like I have to wash away all the blood on my ledger. Kind of like something like that. Like he's killed so many people and he's doing this to make up for it. I don't know. We'll find out in the novel. Hopefully, hopefully it'll be something like.
I am excited that we're getting a novel for that. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the shit out of that.
Yep.
For sure. Well, I mean, hey boys, good stream. I think we covered about everything. I'll lead off with some. Actually, no. Hawks, lead off with some final parting words about this this experience that we've had. It's kind of weird, you know. It's been hyped up for so long. We've been talking about it for so long. We're now left in the dark until Book of Boba Fett. Do you feel like this was a good kind of a little appetizer before the go?
Yeah, but I really want people to start looking at this stuff as more than an appetizer, more than, oh, don't worry, it's not canon. Like, if we fall in love with some of these characters, I'm not saying they will make these stories that they will make these entire stories canon, but I could see a character from Visions walking on set, being a part of something. But it really just would depend on the story, depend on the following. But I mean, if we get behind some of this stuff, like, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I'm a firm believer in that.
Damn, firm words. I like that.
I would be happy.
Oh, wait, hold on. Bye, hold on.
I would just be happy if these inspire some of the people at Lucasfilm to try some new stuff, to not necessarily break Star Wars or have, you know, giant lightsabers or anything, or dual freaking Star Destroyers connected at the hip. But if it just kind of gives some inspiration, because Star Wars kind of, it floats a safe line. It doesn't break that mold too often. And I'd like to see more just kind of creativity. I mean, because George would kind of throw some curveballs in there, I feel like, at least. And so I kind of feel like we're in kind of this rut where Star Wars is just playing it safe, since the sequel trilogy is trying to play it safe and kind of chill and not upset anybody. But like, you can still innovate without upsetting the fans. It's just got to make sense inside the universe and feel like Star Wars. So that's kind of what I'm hoping most from this, is that somebody at Lucasfilm's like, oh, that's really cool. Let me put that in Star Wars canon, you know, because I don't really want to see any of this stuff made canon. It's kind of weird if that was going to show up in live action. But I'm hoping some of those things that were in these episodes, maybe they're like, oh, that would look good in live action. Let me pull that one right there. Let me take that and add that to my story. And that would be how I would like to see this incorporated into canon.
So right before that, Hawk, I was just going to have you shout out your channel and let people know where they can find you on Instagram. And
yeah, man, it's Hawks Holocrons everywhere. My Instagram's been quiet, but I'm gonna come out with some cool Kyber Crystal style stuff there. Been talking about that for a while, but grown folks got jobs, and yeah, it's a process. So
that is,
appreciate any follows, any of you guys coming over to check me out on Instagram. I'll hook you up, discounts.
There you go. Send them a message. Well, we appreciate you
for
being
show.
On. Man, I love you. I love the input. We're glad to have a couple grown ass.
Always love being here.
Thank you for being there. All right, now Bayou.
You can catch me. I have a TikTok. I have like 2 videos on it. I'm working on that to try to just make some more fun stuff.
Are you friends yet?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we're good. Other than that, I mean, I have Instagram too. I set up everything, but I just haven't gotten into it yet. I'm still waiting to move into my new house. But if you want to follow me for future usage, yeah, I'll be there. And if other than that, catch me on Discord and the Hangar Bay, because that's where I hang.
Hell yeah. Cash Money, did you start the OnlyFans yet, or?
You're such an ass. You get it from me, I'm sure. It makes it worse. No, I have things on hold and stuff. I'm working with Casual. I'm working with the Hooligans. We got our art up recently for the Phantom Hooligans. I'll send you the link later, Xwing or whatever. But Nick was nice enough to do the art. So we got that done. And then I'm just waiting on Saya, but she's doing this IT certification thing. But after we're done with that, we're going to start our podcast of Twitch up. So just things are just on standby right now. A lot of the stuff.
Give me the name of that. I know I was asking for it.
Madness Talk Cafe on Twitch. Yeah, I'll send you the link, dude. But I'm just stuff is just on standby right now. But we'll see how it all goes. I'm just happy to be working with such a fun community. I always say, like, I didn't expect to find this community, and so I always have to thank Matt Risman for saying, "Hey, you should join this Discord." And so, it's really awesome. I always have to thank him. I hate to, because he has a big ego. Yeah, but so we'll see how it all goes, Xwing.
For sure. I'm excited for it. Yep. I know I had a lot of questions for you, and you told me you'll answer them eventually.
Yes, I will.
I'm excited you were to get the word out. I'm excited for everybody to see this stuff. So
awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Mr. Obsession.
What up, Doug?
My friend. How you feeling?
Good, man. Just chilling. Listening to you guys talk about the thing.
I mean, did you hey Hawks, check your DM on Discord when you get a minute. All right,
I'm gonna do that.
All good, bro.
Are you gonna binge these? Are you gonna get this done?
Yeah, I'll watch them. I mean, they're tiny. I'll end up watching them. I'll end up watching them here shortly. I'm not. I didn't even think about it today. So, I'll go through and watch them. No, I'm not expecting to hate anyone more than another.
Right.
So I go into it pretty open-minded. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be chill. Like I said, I think it's a good way to ease into the year of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all year. I'm glad Marvel's had their fun, and it's great that you guys are enjoying your last hurrah for the moment with your What If series. But pack your bags, get your toiletries.
Oh.
Make sure you grab everything off the table on your way out and get out.
I'm so excited.
It's the year of Star Wars, and this is the kickoff. September 22nd, 2021 is the kickoff. This is, like I said, I know Bayou has a different interpretation, but this is the pregame. This is a pregame show. This is getting everybody in a mindset to start thinking more about Star Wars going into the year of Star Wars.
This year is
So
gonna be fucking nuts.
Fire. Just straight fire. If you're not vested at this point, get off the bandwagon. Just hop off. We don't need you to stick around. All right. I'm over it.
So graph web that, man.
So get on board, because this train's about to leave the station and it's going to be full throttle from Jump Street. And if this wasn't a nice appetizer, a nice taster getting into Star Wars, if this didn't get you hype, if one of these episodes didn't get you hype, get out. Just leave. You don't belong here. Go hang out with the Marvel kids.
You took it to the other end of the spectrum, right?
No, I didn't, because this is what it is. This is what I've been saying all year. People don't want to listen, and that's okay. Y'all don't want to pay attention. I told y'all this wasn't going to be as bad as you thought. Everybody was, oh my God, this animated Star Wars. Yeah. Right? No, we're back.
Okay.
We're back. Get on board. It's going to be fire all year long.
All right. Before this whole thing ends, I do have one very special announcement. Boys, hang out in the back. I'll be with you in just a second. I do have one special announcement that I did want to say. You are looking at the new panel for the Boomer Council. Hawks Holocrons is going to be joining us every single Wednesday for the Boomer Council. You're looking at the new man. Look at him. He's so handsome.
Dude, I appreciate that. Love being here. Love both of you guys. And, the button of the heads and stuff, and being able to we got everything covered pretty much.
Yeah.
All the angles. Love it.
Man. You're an intelligent guy. I love speaking with you. You've always got good stuff to say. So I am super excited to bring you into the panel. And you are looking at your new three boomers.
The boomers.
So, thumbnails are coming. We'll get everything figured out.
Man.
I'm excited to bring you into the team. I'm glad to have you here. Wednesdays are going to be fun. No, not replaced. Replaced is a bad word. Mr. Two Star Wars Nerds is always going to be a loved member of our community, but he's big now. He's too big. He's a big guy. He's like Daddy Warbucks. He's got so many followers. He's too cool for us now. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy. That's pretty much it for me. I'm looking forward to next Wednesday where Hawks and Obsession and Xwing will be talking about God knows what, but we're going to be talking some Star Wars. So, boys,
I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Oh, we'll come up with
Sorry.
Boys, I appreciate you hanging out. Hawks, like I said, I'm so stoked to have you on the team, man.
Dude, honored.
Here. This is going to be great.
Hell yeah. Hype.
I'm going to pull you off the soapbox right in the middle. You got anything boiling down in the bottom that you want to get out before we go?
No, go check out the merch store. I got some pretty good thumbs up in IRL. At the in the real world, people, I got some really good thumbs up.
Meaning into real life.
In the real world, where we used to hang out back in the day before all this stuff came around. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I was wearing my R2 shirt, and I got a thumbs up from a really big celebrity, and then
nice.
Yeah. So I actually ordered some shirts for that person. I'm going to leave them with their assistant, and hopefully maybe get a really awesome a tweet on it or something. That'd be awesome.
That'll be killer, man.
So yeah, it was so just enjoying the merch stuff. I'm shopping around for different vendors to bring different stuff to the people. I got Bayou's hats out today, so don't forget the people that requested the hats to send me some addresses and get on there and hit me on the Venmo. And
remove the middleman. If you requested a hat and you're in the States, don't hit me up on DMs.
Yeah,
just
hit me.
Yeah.
That's I gotta get some merch.
Yeah, and don't let him tell you can't get them. Just hit me up on the Discord.
Do not do that. No, all orders have to come through me.
So yeah, but if you've already
you fuckhead.
If you've already ordered it, I've already made it, except for one, because we're working on color, because that yellow is tough, baby. We got to find the right yellow for this. But yeah, man. So get on, hit me up with your addresses and all that fun stuff to get those out, because I know the Europeans are looking forward to their international friend coming over to hang out and
10 days.
check out
We'll be gone for 2 weeks.
I know we'll do it without you. We'll just the goal is now until you leave is to get you to that 1,000, right? That's my goal right now. So everybody, this is my soapbox. Everybody, tell your friends. Everybody's on YouTube. Everybody, the whole world's on YouTube. Tell your real life friends. You don't have to go check him out every day. Don't even put the alarm on. Just like the man. Get on there. Let's get him to 1,000. Let's get him over the hump before he takes
subscribers. For real, your mom's sitting in the living room on her phone right now. Just go grab her YouTube, find Xwing, sub.
I did it with my parents. Yeah, get on there. Get grandma's iPad. Just turn the alarm off. She don't want to see our beautiful faces every Wednesday anyway. Let's get him there.
Everybody for showing up tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Remember, I love you. I hope today finds you well. I hope tomorrow finds you better. May the force be with you. Tune in next week for Bulma Council on Wednesdays now. I will put an announcement out Wednesdays. I love you guys.
Wednesday.
Stay frosty.